We mentioned this. DC Comics has announced that its latest Superman, Jon Kent, will be bisexual. In its next comic book issue, Jon Kent will be pictured in a same-sex relationship with his friends, Jay Nakamura. The storyline is part of Superman, Son of Kal, a series following Jon as he takes on the role of Superman from his father, Clark Kent. Well, that's rather nice, isn't it? I didn't know you could just hand it down. I thought you could only... I know you were seeing images there of Jon Kent and Jay, his partner in the film. It's interesting that to highlight his bisexuality, they chose a bloke. They could have just put a woman there, couldn't they? And said, well, yeah, he's still bisexual. But that wouldn't have perhaps driven home the point that they want to drive home. DC Comics made the announcement on National Coming Out Day. Wow. I'd like to come out as well right now here on national radio. I'd like to come out as somebody who is just on the peripheries of not complete insanity, but I'm kind of bordering on it. For the mere idea that whatever area of life we are talking about has to be fed through the prism, through the mincer of identity in some shape or form. When I watched Superman, I mean, the Lois Lane thing was always an underpinning narrative. And Clark Kent, in his clumsy specs and his funny way of awkwardness, was always endearing. The fact that Lois Lane, been played by various actors over the years, was always the kind of love interest. There was a sort of will they, won't they moment about it, but it wasn't crucial. What is crucial to Superman is his superhero status. Like, I don't either want or particularly care if I discover tomorrow that the Incredible Hulk is trans, because I'd never really gendered the Incredible Hulk to begin with as the Hulk, as what's his name? David Banner, isn't it? The Hulk's Bruce Banner. Bruce Banner. It's funny, we've got two Bruces. We've got Bruce Wayne in Batman. And why did they nick the Bruce? Nonetheless, Bruce Banner and his maleness is how I thought of it. If the Hulk was trans, fine. If it turns out that Spider-Man is gay, fine. I don't think it really matters, does it? In fact, it could not matter less, really, to the whole point of, if you've ever read any Marvel or DC stuff, or, you know, have clocked any kind of superhero kind of storylines, either through the comics or through the films or for the many cartoons. I mean, Christopher Reeve is Superman, isn't it? When you think of who's Superman on screen for you, Sam? Really? You're going for Ruth, right? That's interesting, because I mean, it's not always age dependent, because, you know, people will often say, I mean, I don't know who, there's a black and white one I clocked on TV not that long ago from the 50s. It's an absolutely appalling Superman. Plus, it's in black and white. But not at the time. I'm sure whoever he was the greatest to somebody. But it's just the relentlessness of having to say, we need to make this character X, Y, or Z, when it doesn't really matter. I don't give a hoot whether Superman or his son is gay or straight or trans or non-binary or any other of the letters that might appear on the LGBTQ plus acronym. I don't care. I don't think anybody else cares either. I don't know why it would be important, or why a comic enterprise, DC in this case, would find the need to advance that. Just interesting times.